Hi guys, my name is Zoe. Welcome to my channel. So this shirt is 3 days old. It is 95 degrees outside also, so this room in general, a little sweaty. And so on the topic of sweaty, musty, kind of disgusting, useless objects, we're going to talk about Jake Paul and Team 10. I came across a video and somebody was talking about how they heard that Jake Paul was going on tour. And I was like, a tour for what? YouTubers go on tour often. Shane Dawson went on a book tour. Really nice, there's a purpose to that. Markiplier did a tour, the You're Welcome tour. Saw that. It was like a comedy thing. What is Jake Paul's talent? What is Jake Paul doing? He doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? He doesn't really have something that he can bring live. So I looked it up and here's the description. You see them on your screen every single day. Now get ready to experience Jake Paul and Team 10 in person on their debut
That is not correct.
world tour. Starting with 21 stops across America, you can expect to see the same level of craziness on stage as you do on screen. Mixed in with some exciting live musical performances, audience participation, special guests, games and challenges. It's going to be a jam-packed and unforgettable show. So I have a lot of questions. Audience participation? I don't know what that means. Does that mean that you're going to bring the audience up there? In Jake Paul's space? How dare they breathe the same air? Disgusting. Are they even allowed to do that? So remember, this specifically, it says it's going to be a jam-packed show, okay? Jam-packed, as in just content, no waiting time. Jake Paul is just going to be out there on stage the whole time, okay? So the poster that I keep seeing for this, there's multiple posters, but the ones that I often see remind me of a Kidz Bop album cover. Now, I don't know what audience Jake thinks he actually has. It's very obvious what audience he has, but what does Jake think he has? And the reason why I think that he knows he has children as his audience is, the artwork, the way it's set up, and the prices. But then at the same time, I wonder if they know what their actual audience is, because they also sing about things that children have no relation to at all. Even a lot of adults. You'll see further on, they sing a lot about just money. That's their thing. They just sing about money. And so you're taking advantage of them. So that makes me think he does know, because he would be the person to take advantage of audience members. But at the same... That sounded bad. That's not what I meant. At the same time, there was a bar at some of the shows and stuff, and I don't know if that was just for the parent. I don't know. It's such a... who is this for? Who is this show for? It's not meant for anybody. It's just it's meant for Jake. The show is meant for Jake. He should be in the audience, because he made it for himself. He didn't make it for anybody else. So I was looking at the seating, and I saw that they had VIP, and I was like, I want to be in VIP. So I found a website, and basically it has the complete rundown, and it has different VIP packages. There's 3 of them, and it goes best to most stuff to least amount of stuff. High value, quality stuff. So the Jake Paul, not the Team 10, the Jake Paul Gold VIP experience has the following: 1 general admission event ticket, priority viewing of the show. I don't know what that means. I don't know how that would work, but okay. Pre-show hangout with Jake Paul and other members of Team 10. Your chance to end up on Jake's vlog. Autographs from Jake Paul and other members of Team 10. If you meet them, I don't understand. You would just think that if you met them, you could just be like, hey, can you sign this autograph? They'd be like, yeah, not like, is it in the package though? You're meeting me, but does it say you can get an autograph? 1 personalized video with Jake Paul. 1. They're very specific about how they say 1, because they say it in 2 different ways. They want you to know that if you mess up, that's already your 1 video. You can't take another one. 1 only. 1. 1 meet and greet with Jake Paul. You would think that that would be kind of the same thing as a pre-show hangout. Is it 2 things? Because you put it as 2 things, but is it really 2 things? Or is it just like, oh, I need to make it look like there's more stuff in here? 1 selfie photo with Jake Paul. It's not even a nice camera like you get at VidCon or something like that. It's you just take your phone out, if you had Android, well that sucks for you, and just take a photo with him. and that's supposed to cost money. One Jake Paul backpack, one Jake Paul Team 10 jersey, exclusive Jake Paul pin set, one signed and numbered lithograph. What does he mean by that? A lithograph. I just think of like I'll put in a picture of what I think it is, but just like a lithograph? An exclusive holographic commemorative laminate, invitation to crowd-free merchandise shopping. Now when I first saw this, I started laughing because it's basically saying, you just bought all this stuff. Now you get an opportunity to buy more stuff. Why wouldn't you? So we're going to play a little game, and it is called Guess the Price. So I'm going to put 4 prices, and you're going to have to pick which is which, okay? Option A, $800. Option B, $500. Option C, $1,000+, and option D, $900. It was $1,000. What the fuck? $1,000? It says $1,000 plus fees. $1,000? Really? That made me laugh. They really think they deserve $1,000. For what? Being rich already? Because that's what your whole career is about, is being rich and telling people you're rich. I'm rich, so make me rich for telling you I'm rich. So I was curious what the price I thought should actually be, and I went through it and I looked, and I've been to a few concerts, and I remembered the prices of the things that I bought that were also listed here. And I know the prices of like pins and stuff when you go to concerts. It's a really popular thing for some reason. And it totals out to be about $300, which means Jake Paul believes his time, his picture, his autograph, all that stuff is worth $700. And if I've ever seen someone with a big ego, it is him. $700? You know, I met Shane Dawson, that was $25. Who wouldn't pay $700? I'll pay $700 to breathe the same air as Jake. In fact, I will drink the water that doesn't make it into his mouth in the water fountain for $700. He's rich, and therefore I shall make him richer. So I thought absolutely nobody would spend that much money on VIP tickets. And then I went on Ticketmaster and looked at one of the locations, and all the general admission is VIP, or I'm assuming it is because it says one general admission ticket. It's all VIP, and there's only 4 left in the place that I looked at. There's only 4 left, which means all those people that have no color in the little dots in the picture, that means that they bought one. So I thought, let's look up a few videos. Some people went, some people were actual fans, and then some people just wanted to see what it was about because there were so many people spending so much money. And so we're gonna go over a few clips. The show was, surprise, a disaster. So it took a half an hour for anybody to show up to the one video that I'm watching and the one review that I saw. And it seemed like that was a common thing, that it took forever to have anybody, in fact, get out on the stage and start performing like they paid to do. And finally, you hear cheering, you hear applause, you think, oh, it's Jake, finally, you know, my king, it's Jake Paul. And no, it's a DJ. DJ EV. You've never heard of him? Well, we have that in common, because neither have I. I don't know who that is. I don't know if he's a member of Team 10. Don't quiz me on that, because I don't know any of the members' names besides Erica, because she's always grinding up against Jake in front of little kids. His act was terrible. He made a living off of playing other people's music, and so good for him, but that's not what the kids came to see. And finally, he's done. You hear cheering, you think, oh, finally, you hear music, and then little mini Willow Smiths came out on stage and started singing Gucci Gang in their little high-pitched Kids Bop voice. I thought, this can't be real. It was very real. So finally, those little Kids Bop kids are off the stage. It's quiet. You know, people are excited. You think, okay, it's time for Jake. It's time for the king to emerge onto his throne of the stage. And this girl named Sunny comes out and starts singing. Well, she's not actually singing. She's lip syncing. And you know, I hated her at first, but watching her, she's just so talented. She's so talented and she's such a great singer that she doesn't even have to mouth the words that she's singing to have her voice just make that sound. In fact, she can say other things and her voice will still be singing the lyrics to the song. And those are what kids paid a lot of money for. So her name sounds familiar to you? It didn't to me either, because I don't really read the news or anything like that. But I eventually saw it on Instagram again. I looked her up because I had never recognized her before. I didn't even know she was a member of Team 10. But I recognized her from the really cringe, the Jake Paul teacher diss that Cody Co made a parody of. And I recognized her and I searched her up and her last name looked very familiar. I look it up. And her dad is super, 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 super rich. He bought his neighbor's mansion years ago. He bought his neighbor's mansion and built it into his own mansion. So he combined his really expensive mansion and another really expensive mansion and put them together. And they had like rooms that were like, he had like full-size basketball courts, full-size like gymnastics rooms, all that kind of crazy movie theater, very, very, very expensive, like $20 million or something like that home. And this little girl was raised in that. So you know she already was raised entitled, never having to work a day in her life. You might also recognize her from a music video she filmed. So if you've never seen that video before, I highly suggest watching it. It's called My House and it's just a cover of Flo Rida's song, My House. And it has a grown man in it, Silento, if you remember who he is, with Watch Me Whip and the Nay Nay and that whole thing. So you know he's a real musician. And I thought when I saw her, this video had to have been out like 5 years ago. Because she looks so little in that, so much more adult now. She filmed that in 2016. That was only 2 years ago. And if you see what she looks like in that music video, you're going to be shocked. But that's what money will do for you. So her song that she sang was about how she has $100K on her wrist. She has a $100,000 bracelet or watch or whatever. These kids are like really dancing to it. Like they even know what that means. I don't think they know what 100K means. Because they're like 9. But you know, get money from kids, doesn't matter what you do. You're making money from it, right? Doesn't matter the quality, doesn't matter what you're saying, what influence you have on these children. Doesn't matter that you're teaching them the wrong things, but you get money from it, so that's all that matters. Then we have another guy, I don't even care about him enough to search up his name because he doesn't have any weird backstory, he's just rich. And he sings about being rich since he was 4. Not 1, not 2, not 3. I wonder if his parents won the lottery when he was like 3.5 or something, because he got rich when he was 4. Nobody really cares. Nobody cares. Nobody's here to hear you sing about money. They're here to see Jake Paul. And when Jake Paul sings about money, they're not really here to hear him sing about money. They're just here to look at him. That's all they're here for. Not because he's attractive, because I don't really find him all that attractive. But, well, 9-year-olds, I found a lot attractive when I was 9, so I guess maybe if I was 9 I'd find myself attracted to him. Maybe. I don't know. But, I mean, I found Niall Horan attractive when he looked like this, so I find a lot attractive when I was 9, even 10 or 11. And the first thing I noticed is not really what he's saying, because I don't care, but what he's wearing. He wears this denim jacket, and I think it says, like, Jake or Paul or something on the back. There's a picture of it here, but I noticed he always wears it. And it makes me think, is he not that rich? And I know I might get attacked for this by him personally. People call him dumb and stuff, but I think what really hurts him is when people question how rich he actually is. I don't think he's poor. I don't think it's like a little Tay thing, but I definitely don't think he is as big of a human being as he thinks he is. Or as he is, because once people start to get annoyed by him, there's millionaires that people don't talk about. We're not talking about him because of his money. We talk about him because he's a hot topic, because he makes himself that. But soon, people will just get bored of him. People get bored of people all the time. PewDiePie, 60 million subscribers. When was the last time you heard somebody talk about him? You know what I mean? And that's not a diss to PewDiePie, but there's a certain way for you to conduct yourself. When people get tired of you, you may still be making money, but people don't care about you anymore, you know what I mean? Because if you're an asshole, people will get tired of just finding you're a novelty person. You have a novelty aspect. You're there just to be there. You're there just to have somebody laugh at you. And when the little kids grow up, there won't be new little kids that'll watch you. They'll be on to some other person. So when the little kids grow up and they realize how boring you are. It was like Leafy is Here. Leafy is Here had millions. People watched him all the time. And then we found stuff out about him and he started to annoy everybody. And now nobody talks about him. It's going to be like that. It's really ironic that their most iconic song, and really the only song that people actually know, like when you say Jake Paul and name one of his songs, everybody will say it's Everyday Bro. Most of the members, more members than not, I don't know if there's any members that are still part of Team 10 that are in that music video. I don't really know them that well, but all the ones that I can remember that were actually not important to me, but like the ones that I can actually have a memory of, are gone. And how can they not sing their most iconic song? That's like One Direction not singing What Makes You Beautiful. You know what I mean? You expect certain things. So if they didn't sing It's Everyday Bro, these kids would be like, what the heck? This is the only song that I can understand because it says Disney Channel in it. So how did they get around that? They could have wrote a new verse. They could have created a whole new half the song. Take up Tessa Brooks' part and have the rich girl, Sunny, replace her, and just sing a different verse, you know what I mean? But no, they were too lazy for that. That takes too much energy. Each minute of Jake Paul's time is like money lost, like $1 billion lost, you know? And so instead they just sang 1 minute of it, and then just went on to the next song. Only 1 minute. So that's like a preview of a song. So people are paying to see them perform previews of songs. Not songs, but previews of songs. So then Jerica continues to grind on each other. Like Erica physically grinds on Jake. And they make out, or like just touchy-feely, and like that's fine. Go love each other. I don't believe that it's a real love, but you guys love each other for the views, and that's lovely. But there's little kids and you're grabbing her hips like that. Jake, come on. You weren't allowed to do it on Disney Channel, were you? Basically, to wrap the idea up of why I don't like him and why I think this show is just a huge take advantage of people, I think it would be a take advantage of people even if it was $500, even if it was $200, even if $100. I think that Jake knows that children look up to him because of his fame. You look up to celebrities because of fame, not because they're good people. You start to look up to them when they're good people when they get older. When I was little, if they told me something bad about a celebrity and it was true, I would be like, no, it's not true. It's not true. He's a great guy. He didn't murder anybody. But now that I'm older, we have that ability to think about like, oh, this person said something really bad. We can't like this person anymore. Even if you like their music, because children get so attached to things. I think as you get older, it's a little bit easier to let things go. Children don't have that. And he takes advantage of their lack of an ability to let things go. Also, all of the members of Team 10 are terrible in their own ways, but they all share this one thing. They sing, they dance, and they brag and talk about the money that they didn't make. They're bragging about the money that their parents made them. They're bragging, oh, my mom has this nice job and she has all this money. But they don't say that. They say, I have all this money because these people gave me the opportunity to do it. They didn't do any hard work. I don't know if Jake's ever sang about having hard work, but he'd be incorrect. And it's sad because he was probably taught that his whole life. I don't know who his parents are. I don't know if they're rich. But he didn't just start making content and all of a sudden got popular and got rich. There are people on YouTube who actually try. And they make way better content than him. And they don't get that recognition because they don't take advantage of people. If you think about when YouTube first started, you would know what it was meant for. It was meant for people who didn't have a voice or an outlet to have one. You know what I mean? People who just want to make videos that made people laugh or talked about anything besides money. It was there, you know what I mean? There's so many different types of YouTube. There's educational videos, there's comedy videos, there's, emotional videos, there's videos to get people to feel something, but when you watch Jake's videos, you don't feel anything. Like, there's no meaning behind any of it, and I'm not talking about a deeper meaning, I'm just saying there's no purpose to it. Jake's content literally has no purpose, And it makes me really sad to see someone wasting that privilege to have an outlet and have fans, and instead of sending a positive message, he does the exact opposite. And one day his time's gonna run out where these kids grow up and they go, ew, what is he doing? He's taking advantage of people. And eventually he's gonna be trying to claw into somebody else, and he's gonna join somebody's crew, and he's gonna realize the mistake that he made. Or he will be forever in denial and will never acknowledge the mistake he made. I don't know. So that's it for this video. There was joking around in it, but it definitely does upset me to see someone like that taking advantage of such little kids. They don't know any better. They don't know right from wrong, and their parents don't really know what they're watching. But I hope that their parents saw that show and saw that I have money, I've had money since I was a little kid, all that kind of stuff. And hopefully will realize, like, you shouldn't watch that person anymore because it's a bad influence. There's a lot of lazy parents who just want to put YouTube in front of a kid's face and then leave them. I know people who do that with their kids. Just put a YouTube video on, put it on their phone, and just walk away from the kid. And as unfortunate as it is, that's where Jake makes his income from. So just to wrap this up, if you like this video or you agree with me, subscribe down below, like this video. If anybody, because I'm going to VidCon and I'm passing out like business cards and stuff, and if anybody sees this and they're a fan of Jake Paul, get over it. It's kind of a joke. He doesn't care, in my opinion. Someone with like 7 subscribers, he really does not care what I have to say. And you can also subscribe and like this video and comment down below on what you want to see from me, what kind of content you want me to make, and what you thought about the video, and what do you think about Jake Paul. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks, guys.
Found her underneath the bluest skies. I found her